allows justice to be served. In this case, it's not a mystery case, it's everything so cleared, but the punishment over this woman by the law of Texas seems like something is really too much and seems like a classical example of misogyn society. Yes, having a law that protects a man being a killer and violent with the opposite gender, but uh, not protecting the woman when she had literally emerged in a similar kind of situation. So let's see the case of Clara Harris. Clara Harris and Dave Harris, there were two successful dentists, a couple, married couple, and there was a literally a classical situation where the lady in Living American Dream, by the way, by origin she was Colombian lady, that she succeeded as well to have a career as an immigrant, to fight for and have an extra diploma and have a regular status of a citizen of America, and to meet a colleague and marry him as well and have successful career, both of them with two separate dentist clinics, what I understood. Again, she was dedicated as a stepmother because her husband brought a daughter in this marriage as well. As well, she was, after what I understood, 6 years of her marriage, she has well become a biological mother of two twin boys. What emerged after a few years, I do believe the marriage was between Harris, established 92, and around 2000, classically the crisis after that. Just do think, guys, after the 7 years of crisis, first crisis of the marriage emerged, and this is like about just figure out, it's a mathematic, the about 2000 exactly, passed already 7 years, and seems like there was a crisis emerging, a midlife crisis of her husband, and as well seemingly showing up, he do the classical thing, start to do body observation, the gym thing, uh, start to be literally excused from the parties, activities, family activities, or even the friends have noticed. And what seems to start being a really a red flag from the start, then it emerged in situation, literally him admitting that he's cheating, and literally cheating with whom? With the secretary. This is so low, and as well again just treating his wife because the children are still small and treating his wife. Why I say so low? Because the day when Dave literally admitted uh, that he's cheating because she confronted him, that same day he put there the list of the things what he likes on her. She asked that question, and what is the plus and what is the minus to in that by his opinion about his wife. Instead to do the list about him, they done the list about her. Again, this is so again putting literally in a position of a woman being objective, first of all the way during the marriage, and then now dealing with the cheating, another sexual object. Secretary is a sexual object in his life, and then again going back reverse to his wife. Let's fix the marriage because I don't want to divorce, because I don't want to pay for divorce, right? But as well, I'm going to plus put you in a position, instead to you do some things towards your wife, you're daring to put on the list, while that same night of confrontation and admitting the cheating, you're putting on a piece of paper such a disgusting things, literally from one chauvinist male husband, that everybody in a jury should literally look that list and really give her for each thing that they put on a wish list. I mean, that her husband has put on that wish list, and each thing that was there on the list for minus, they should give her 1 year less. I'm serious now about this. As well, we're talking about situation happening. This incident, the murder happened in. I'm not going to call it murder because I don't think it was pre-planned. So I'm just going to call it a case and an incident. That's what I'm going to to continue call it, even if this lady is now in jail and it it she will stay there so-called at least 10 years, but she was convicted for 20 years. So what happening that same night when she made that list, they went over a drink. They didn't want to have this confrontation at home. So in front of the children, right, full house, one adult daughter, and then these twins there. That they are at that period, I do believe about first or second grade, and literally he dared to ask her to do the breast implantation, to that she's fat, that she should do as well the probably the fat surgery as well, that she should do the gym, that she should totally convert her as well. She was as well what understood ask as well to change the hair color as well. From Colombian natural brunette, she turned the wig after even being a blondie. She as well that she doesn't have enough time for her husband, but they're doing the same kind of job. I mean, who is not having time for whom? Because if you have two dentists and you're doing the same position, you should have understanding for each other. Like, these are the BS, literally BS, because they're both dentists. Like, she should tell him the same. Like, why are you not having a time for us? Because plus I'm a mother, plus I'm your stepmother. I'm a stepmother of your child, and I'm plus a mother of two from your side, like your two childs. So I'm here, a mother of three, and plus I'm a dentist, and I'm having a time for you and for our profession, and you're having just the time for being a dentist and jerking around with the secretary. So here it is, the story is there that she wanted literally to play the role of the wife in denial, and let's fix the thing while nobody notices around what's happening. And I'm going to make makeover if everything is about the physical, but at this point continuing to agree on a contract with the guy who is already empty and treating you that way with these plus and minus things about you, being really so disrespectable, instead to make a do list for himself in front of her, if that would be honest idea of let's fix our marriage. Why he didn't prepare the list for himself? That's my question, and I want to hear your comments. What do you think about? Frida is confirming here. Frida, vieni? Vieni? Hello. Vieni, Frida. Sorry, one of my chihuahuas. Vieni, Frida. And again, guys, I'm today going just to discuss this manipulation in the man world by the law of the Texas, as well the jury, these prejudges of a society when a woman do the thing. 1 second. When a woman make that literally, when a woman is a judge of a husband's actions, as well, I'm going to talk about the law of Texas in 70s. That was very curious that I saw that there was in late 70s still in Texas by law of state of Texas, because this case is happening there in Houston. Literally, there was literally put inside of the till the late 70s was still legal, and still there was literally a part of the law saying literally that um, if somebody is cheating, there is two different stories. The husband, he find the wife that she's cheating, he can really deal with her violently. Yes, it's legal till the late 70s, and then and probably still now, right? When they already put these people inside of this law. And then on the other side, if the same continues the same stories, literally, if the wife is one that finds husband cheating, she should keep quiet. She shouldn't make reaction by the law. So it seems like this is a story happening in the third millennium, right? In 2000 and something, right? This crisis, I mean, this case of family Harris, literally happening in after 2000, and here it is, and the law is changed, but still it seems that they decided to punish her with the highest penalty. It seems like this old law and mistreating women convicted literally by literally better we keep women literally um, um, as an example with the highest punishments so they don't do this in the future. But let's deal with the killer male, with the rapist male, with just few years. Yes, that's what is how to compare. Like this is still a man world, and like I study on women European studies officially. Yes, I finished this as well in between other studies on women studies in Switzerland. What we studied, if this world is a man's world, like you have that in one of the beautiful song of one American uh, singer. Remind me which one was Armstrong, I do believe. I do believe it's him. It's a man's world, right? Or somebody else. Um, Literally, it's said with intellectual worlds, this is a modern patriarchat. So it means the men they rule the world, and seems like whenever the woman take a role of a man and decision and take an action towards a man and punishment men or being too strong and opinion and taking a lead of any kind of action, dramatical action in front of community, the community has to punish her. And seems like exactly that this is a pure example. So I return to the Clara Harris case because I want to see in tarot as well. This is just talking again about a misogyn society of Texas, in general the planet, but uh, again I'm going to check up the energy if there will be literally that Clara cannot literally try to ask the court of state Texas to literally resume what I understood is the right word, um, to have a less years spent in jail. She can do this only after first 10 years. So she got 20 years by literally killing her husband. Again, guys, not killing. She was so furious finding him with the lover, and she was in a car with his daughter and her daughter now, right? His eventual stepdaughter. They were together to confront him, and literally he promised like he will fix the marriage. After that, do to wish list to do, but just for his wife, not for him. Literally, there was like agreement that he's going to go for a dinner and literally split up with the secretary, the affair, right, with the lover. And somehow Clara turns to be to pay detective to follow the husband and to check if this really happening. Some intuition was telling her that this guy is lying, and yes, that was true totally, because he never broke up. There was no appointment in that same restaurant for a dinner. They and literally detective followed them from the restaurant. They literally continued to literally they didn't show up in the restaurant. She was following the car and vehicles, and they were literally in parked in a Hilton hotel, and all the incident happened in a Hilton hotel lobby. So then she detective called out Clara. Here it is. Your husband is here in a hotel. I think they're in a room. I think he's still cheating, right? And she show up there with the oldest daughter, right? I mean, his daughter. And I think at that point there was a confrontation in lobby. There are witness. Um, the daughter called out father downstairs, some kind of excuse, and he literally showed up there plus with at the same time going hand in hand uh, from the elevator with Gail, with the secretary, with the lover. And so it seems like they were still a couple, right? They already went upstairs. There was no confrontation. It was eventually the regular cheating date, right? Lovers' date in a hotel. And as well, this manipulative person, husband, was keeping on hook both the secretary, the lover, what I understand, and his wife with that wish to do list. As well, what is so mean, calling her that she's fat. She just got um she was just a mother of two of his sons, right? As well. Um, I don't see her being at all fat. She's just regular. I do believe her size is S to M. I don't see her being at all fat, not even in the face, not even wherever you see her like part of the body. Um, I do believe that he started to be literally, he was finding excuses to have another woman, and they look similar. What is another weird thing, they look similar because they're both brunettes and their faces are very similar. That's another weird thing. So was it just a middle life crisis that he wanted to refresh himself with a younger woman? That's what I think, because definitely it was not like having experiments with some other type of body. I see that their looks really similar. You can check on internet and YouTube search, you will find the case. There is literally the his secretary, I mean the lover, and there is her, and you can just see it by yourself. It's so obvious from the first moment when they put the photo of lover. You see, you immediately, that's the first reaction. You think that they're literally like sisters. And then, being so evil as well, he literally goes out from a lobby. I'm returning to that scene in Hilton lobby where, like, he was like, Clara literally attacks secretary, lover, and then they're literally there in a lobby confronting each other. As well, his daughter is there, Lindsay, and they're both, Lindsay is pushing with the purse father. Like, this is a total scandalous confrontation in the middle of the lobby, and everybody sees this. And then they leave. Somehow security separates them, but how they separate them? Instead of husband Dave to live with, let's say, daughter Lindsay, if the wife is so furious, he make mistakes, so he lives with his lover, and on other side is living, Clara stays is with security, and Clara, I think Clara was first out, Clara with his daughter, with Lindsay in one car. And at that moment she was inside of the car, the first one, and she just furiously go out with her Mercedes around, make a round, right? They're in this parking area, right, square in front of Hilton, and she just ran over because ran over Dave. And what happened spontaneously, like result of her anger. And sometimes, guys, we see this so many times in American movies, right? Husband or wife, somebody is so angry and they ran off each other, right? But again, these are movies, right? And here it is reality. It seems like this guy was immediately dead. So when ambulance arrived, like, seems this incident turns to death. So it seems translated it's a murder, and she was immediately arrested. She was not even running from that. She was staying there waiting for the year to arrive. And my case here going to be my question only, again I'm repeating the question, will be to see, will Clara now get, after 10 years, will get um, will be released? Will she get that resume, right? Reduce uh, penalty from 20 years. So Clara Harris got 20 years. Will Clara, after 10 years, will be released? Wow. Again, guys, look at, she was left on the cold, right? Seems like in a wrong state. Look at this as well. The media, seems like media, our literally community is literally pursuing this, but as well seems like being in a bad company wherever this happened in Texas, by the law of Texas, this is a pure betrayal. The woman shouldn't do this. That's how I see it. Like this goes against this conservative state of the that woman should never betray family. I mean, partner, and um, it seems like literally the seems like they're not going to make her wish. Oh my god, this is terrible. Even if the media, look at the Page of Swords, are trying, and community trying to push this case, again I'm going to ask once more, will Clara have to stay 20 years? Let's from another angle to ask question. Will Clara Harris have to stay 20 years in prison for running over her husband? The King of Swords, like a truth. Wow. Like literally a moral lesson to other women. And I said this on the start. I think that this misogyn decision of getting the highest penalty eventually was like, let's give the model for, we are going to punish her, and giving a moral lesson, Queen of Swords, to others, to a community, moral lesson to community, uh, not to repeat these things. So seems like they want literally to keep her wherever she is, and literally um, left on a cold from human rights uh, warriors or women rights warriors, even if they're trying to work on her case, because this society is fake, as you see. Do you see the double standards? The tower is always about fake things. This society is so fake, and these are the double standards, and they want to punish her to have, unfortunately, the full penalty they are served. So once more, explain me this. Will Clara Harris say 20 years? I mean, full penalty. Wow. Again, guys, there is unfortunately as well, I see. Oh, 1 second. I have to have explanation for this. Unfortunately, I see as well that this Clara could even die there. Like, just do see these cards. The end of suffering and finishing the cycle on planet Earth. Or she's at the moment having such feeling of injustice. Whatever happened first, injustice in her marriage, then injustice this last months of her life, trying to fix her marriage instead of husband to fix his position in marriage. She was trying to remodel her by his own wishes, and she feel all this injustice, and that feeling of being left on a cold is literally her energy as well, and being surrounding in a bad company as well, in society where people in on the planet Earth in general, not just Texas, where women are mistreated. uh, Seems like she could have a lot of depression and thinking to finish her life as well. She is overthinking. She has a dilemma, crossroad. Should she finish her own life? This woman is now really in a very fragile state of this injustice. Again, explain me. Will Clara Harris go out of a prison after 10 years? Again, why I have this double 10 here? Wow. No codependency. They want her to stay. Look at, they're so strict with her. They want her to stay longer. Why? Again, explain me this card. Codependency, what kind? Wow. Right decision. Wow. Explain me, because of children. Codependency, explain me. Or will she go out? What about the children card? As well, seems like they're revisiting her case. Yes, the seems like they're going to revisit her case. Is it possible to revisit her case a little bit earlier? Will they? Are they trying really to push this? Even if she, by the law, she in Texas, she cannot complain before it passed 10 years. As well, these medias are pushing the story about this injustice, right? Why they are holding her there, because it's pure injustice. And look, it's so obvious. Look at this sentence, like death of the playboy from his wife, the cheater from his wife. As well, it seems like this was not pre-planned. It just happened because she literally was a witness of his lover's date, right? And look at the car here. This was just no pre-planned. I don't see here a strategy. She didn't have any kind of emotions of hate towards him. This was just look at the vehicle spontaneously, seeing him living on a parking with the lover. Not just that shocking thing that he's cheating the days before, then situation seeing him in an elevator going out, then seeing him living, her and the daughter and going on a parking with living with the lover, for her was devastating. Again, seems like her children are working on a case to liberate her. Look at this. It's this woman is protecting how much he has injustice from the society, and her husband seems she had a good karma connection with her children. That's what I see, that her children, even the stepdaughter, are on her side and they're working on her case. Look at the children. Wow. Two cards of children. And I do believe this is her stepdaughter, Lindsay. I think her name is Lindsay, literally. I think they're working on this case. It's very interesting because I continue looking the cards in order. They're full sentences about what happened before, what turned to the end of their marriage and Dave's life. Literally, the cards are so confirming about literally the story of their marriage and this accident. Again, guys, seems like this injustice is going to continue. I see 10, nothing before, so has to pass 10 years. Till then, wow. Whatever she's trying to do, she will have a betrayal from a society. Yes, even if the community trying to push and her children trying to have this petition. Again, will Claire have to serve 10 years at least? Yes, 10. Look at, guys, 10, maybe 2 more over. Wow. After 10 years, there is like obligation, literally there is obligation to serve 10 years. Yes, it's a must. This is a pure strategy, like from the government. Look, a pure strategy from a government of Texas by the court, I do believe. And wow, after 10 years, and this is the right decision, like to serve this law, minimum 10 years penalty. And again, I do see her being free afterwards. Wow, look at the other aspect now. I'm checking. But her children are working on this as well. Seems like the children are working. Hmm. So much about the Claire Harris case, and I wish her to have a peace and stay strong in a prison, and justice to be served, justice to be served about whatever was manipulating in her life from anybody, from society, from a court, from a jury, from and specifically from her husband. So stay strong. Clara Harris in the prison. Kisses to all, guys. Do check up the playlist. Justice will be served, and we continue with one more dentist story afterwards. There will be part two, one more dentist story in the second part. Interesting story, but this is unsolved mystery death. Kisses to all. Peace and love, and check out the rest of the videos in playlist. Justice will be served. Kisses to all.